Hello children, and today I am going to teach you the poem from Unit 2, The Grumble Family. Let's enjoy the poem because it is a really funny poem and it also gives us a very deep meaning, like we are the people that we come across every day in our lives. Alright, sometimes we also become those kind of people. So let's enjoy the poem and have a wonderful time together. Alright students, let's go back to The Grumble Family by Lucy Maud Montgomery. First I would like to give you an introduction about the poet. Lucy Maud Montgomery, the poet, was born on November 30th, 1874 in London. She is popularly known as L.M. Montgomery and was a Canadian author best known for a series of novels beginning in 1908 with Annie of Green Gables, her successful book. Now, as we go through this poem, the poet tells us about a particular family called the Grumble family, and the poet describes where they live and what they do and why they are called as the Grumble family. So let's begin with the first verse. There's a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on Complaining Street. In the city of never are satisfied, the river of discontent beside. So they're saying, the poet is telling us that nobody likes to meet this family. Why? Because they live in Complaining Street, and the city that they live in is never satisfied, means she's describing that they are people who are never satisfied with anything. And the river of discontent beside. Now, you know, a river is very important to us because they give us water. So she's saying the river of discontent beside means these people continue to be discontented in life. No matter what they have, they are not contented. Then we go to the second verse. They growl at that and they growl at this. Growl is a sound now, okay? She is exaggerating. Whatever comes, there is something amiss. And whether their station be high or humble, that means whatever status they are in, whether they are poor or rich or anything, they are all known by the name of Grumble. Now we come across people, different types of people in our lives. Alright? The people whom we live near our neighborhood. There will be some people who will be cheerful and always optimistic, ready to make others happy and always helpful, a very kind and pleasant attitude. But there are people whom we also meet who are the opposite of these kind of people. They don't like to talk much. They like to only pick an argument or find fault with something. Now these people are everywhere in the world, but it depends on us how we react to these kind of people. So I'll read the second paragraph again. They growl at that and they growl at this. Whatever comes, there is something amiss. That means no matter what they get, they are losing the opportunity of getting something good. And whether their station be high or humble, they are all known by the name of Grumble. Now coming to the weather. The weather is always too hot or cold. Summer and winter alike they scold. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet down on that gloomy complaining street. So we all experience different kind of weather, whether we are in India or abroad. We have the 4 main seasons like the winter, summer, autumn, rainy season. So whatever the weather is, we have to accept what weather comes. Alright? It may be too hot or too cold, but we have to experience that kind of weather because we are living in that kind of situation. So whether the weather is hot or cold, they are grumbling. And summer and winter are like they scold. Again, they are scolding, they are shouting, and they are grumbling about it. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet. Folks means the people. Down on that gloomy, complaining street. So how the poet is explaining, down on that gloomy, complaining street. Gloomy means it is a dull place, because these people, the Grumble family, lives there. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. See, sometimes we people, we like the rain. We enjoy the rain. We even enjoy the sun. But here, these people are not able to even enjoy any season, because they're ready to grumble and complain. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. In fact, their growling is never done. That means there's no stop or no end to their grumbling. And if everything pleased them, there isn't a doubt they'd growl that they'd nothing to grumble about. So they have something to grumble about. And even if there is nothing, they'll somehow search for something to grumble about. But the queerest thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name. Queerest thing means it is very strange. None of the people in the Grumble family has brought a good name to the family. For never a grumbler will own that he is connected with it at all, you see. So no matter they're that kind of a family, that none of them are able to carry a good name. That's why we can see the poet is saying that nobody likes to meet those people, because they are on complaining street. And you cannot say anything good or positive about them, because somehow they pick something or the other to grumble and complain about. And a grumbler will never own up to his faults or her faults. Okay, so that last two lines, for never a grumbler will own that he is connected with it at all, you see. So they are not ready to accept that they are grumbling also. Let's move on to the next paragraph. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways. And before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he is adopted into the family of Grumble. So no one likes to go there, because even if they go there, they will become like one of them. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, so if you happen to stay with them long, you will learn their ways and you will become a grumbler just like them. And before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he is adopted in the family of Grumble. So they are everyone stays far away from them, because if we happen to go near them, we become one of them. And so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into complaining street, and never to growl whatever we do, lest we be mistaken for grumblers too. So nobody would love to wander. Wander means walk into that street, because it is wiser to stay away from there, because we will be mistaken as those people. They are most famous for grumbling. So whoever comes into contact with them, whoever moves near their street, they will become part of the Grumble family. And finally we come to the last verse. Let us learn to walk with a smile and a song, no matter if things do sometimes go wrong. And then be our station high or humble, we'll never belong to the family of Grumble. So everything sums up in this last paragraph, children. The poet is saying, no matter what problems, difficulties, situations, consequences, opportunities come in life, we should learn to take everything with a smile and a song in our heart. Positive. You would have learned even the poem Life, the first poem that we learned, how the poet is asking us to move forward in life with a positive attitude, not thinking about the dull things of the past. So here also the poet is telling us there are different situations we come across in our life, but we must learn to accept it with a smile, with a positive attitude. And if anything does go wrong, whether our status is high or humble, that means whether we are rich or poor or anything, we never belong to the family of Grumble. We should learn to be contented and satisfied with whatever we have in our life. So I hope you enjoy the poem. Recite it with expression and enjoy it. All right? And after this, I think you know which are the words. There are lots of rhyming words and lot of figures of speech in the poem. I will question you on those particular figures of speech mentioned.